Warm greetings from the high 10. It's everyday shenanigans. I was out for the evening and got home um, about 2 hours ago. Went in the YouTube queue and got this information. I was already irritated tonight. For personal reasons. I'm just disgusted. Hello, sweetie. I'm disgusted. And it's the reason why I don't want to talk about anymore kid stories. It's like I can't do it. And I'm going to say this on this live. In the morning, I will be calling DHS myself on someone in my vicinity because they leave their children unattended and I'm feeling some type of way and pissed off because of something that jumped off tonight. I prefer not to go into all the details, but I'm in a pissy ass mood and I don't give a fuck tonight. Because I'm not going to be like others who are afraid to step up and say something for fear of retribution. I'm going all out. I'm going all out. And I'll say this to the person if they say something to me. Because I told the children today, I want to speak to your mother. If you ever say anything to me out of the fucking way, it's on like Donkey Kong. Because I'm pissed off. Because you are just like every fucking body else. You don't give a fuck about your kids. You leave your kids home all fucking day. And you don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they're into. And I ain't about to be like this Diana lady. Because it ain't in me. I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting ready to worry about what's going to happen after I make my phone call in the morning. I don't care. I just don't care. You cannot leave your kids unattended all fucking night. You wash your ass in your house at 1 o'clock. You just walked in now at 1 o'clock in the morning. You don't know what your kids have been doing. You don't know what happened earlier this evening that got Queen in a pissy ass mood. And let me tell you, when I hit my feet on the floor in the morning, it's on. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Because when you get to that place where you realize people don't care about their kids, it's like, why am I getting ready to worry about you? And I'm not getting ready to worry about what you think of me. I'm not getting ready to worry about nothing. Because I'm pissed the fuck off. And then I come home after dealing with your fucking children, and the child was apologetic. And it wasn't the one kid's fault. But the point is, they're doing stuff because you're not teaching them properly. And you are not home, and you're coming in at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning from your job, whatever the hell you got going on. Angela doesn't care. Because I tell people, it ain't my problem. It ain't for me to care. And now getting this news about this kid, hell yeah. I'm calling DHS in the morning, and whatever the fuck happens with you, I don't give a fuck. I ain't kissing nobody's ass. I've dealt with a lot of bullshit the past couple months. And you know what? I said to myself, tonight, coming home, I'm out. I'm out. I ain't worrying about nothing, and I ain't giving a damn about what somebody has to say, and whatever pops off after I do what I have to do in the morning. I'm done. Gonna bring you content. pertaining to this story out of Savannah, Georgia. Man, I'm just pissed off. WJCL News is the source.
Sad news. Chatham County Police and the FBI have notified Quinton Simmons' family that they believe the toddler is presumed dead.
According to a tweet from Chatham County Police, authorities have named the boy's mother, Leilani Simmons, as the prime suspect in his disappearance and death. But police say no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed. Our Andy Cole has been following this story from the very start. He joins us now live. And Andy, the police took to social media to break this news.
Hey, good evening, Shannon. That's exactly right. They took to Twitter, and I want you to go ahead and take a look at those tweets. I'm going to read them for you now. We are saddened to report that Chatham County Police and the FBI have notified that Quinton Simmons' family that we believe he is deceased. We have named his mother, Leilani Simmons, as the prime suspect in his disappearance and death. But no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed. Chief Hadley will hold a media briefing tomorrow at some point to give more details and answer questions. We will not be making any further statements or answering any questions until that time. We know that thousands of people around the world will be heartbroken by this news, and we share your sorrow. Shannon and Greg, obviously this is a major development. As you said, Quinton has been missing and is now dead. After just 1 week of searching, dozens of FBI agents were on the case, and of course even more local law enforcement were there and assisted in this search, including Savannah Mounted Patrol, Mosquito Control. Many people were involved in this search, and many have speculated the outcome of this, and we still don't know a lot about this case. That's why we're going to have many questions for Chief Hadley at that media availability tomorrow. We will be there, and we will be pressing police for more information.
And Andy, you reported yesterday authorities were gathering all sorts of evidence in this case.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One thing that our legal analyst, Philip Holloway, noted is that it's phones that may help crack these cases. You got to think, by getting the information on this phone, you know exactly who I've called, who I've texted, who I've emailed, where I've been. This provides a lot of key information to law enforcement to help them paint a picture in this investigation.
All right, Andy, thanks so much. Definitely not the news any of us wanted to hear.
All right, everybody. WJCL News is the source for that information. It states missing Savannah toddler Quinton Simmons presumed dead. There will be a press conference tomorrow pertaining to this information. What I find interesting is that local officials would even put that part out without any further information. I do not know where the child was found. I do not know the condition of the child. I do not know what they gathered. I'm assuming they gathered data from the phones. They said that already. I brought you content pertaining to that. And they did a recanvass of the home. So I'm assuming that whatever they found pertaining to the child was at the home. Now, what that evidence is, I don't know. When I get that information, I will bring it to you. But as I said, it's disturbing news because most of us were already assuming the worst, because I've brought you content and stats pertaining to kidnappings, human trafficking in a few of the stories that I brought to you in the past year. And I brought you content just a few weeks ago, how rare kidnappings are in the United States. So you have to use deduction, because I use that word a lot, deduction. And it's sad to know that a parent would kill their own child. I brought you videos in the past, probably 48 hours, pertaining to a motive of why this child could have ended up deceased if indeed he was found deceased, which now we're getting information. I'm assuming they have found a body that matches the description of the child. It's probably in conjunction to whatever evidence they found at the house, the property, and phone records. There's no reason to kill your kid. If you don't want your child, you're having mental issues, you're not connecting with your child, you don't have help physically, financially, then pass your child on to the next person. Adopt your child out, foster your child out. And we know the demographics are not good as far as foster care. People tend to want children that are infants. That's been said by many officials in the social service arena, because people want a child that they can conform. So they would prefer a newborn to a toddler, such as this child here, somebody that doesn't have an identity yet. And I get that, because a lot of times when you get a child who's suffered immensely, that's why they're in foster care, they're coming with baggage. They can see, they can hear, they can assess things. So even at 8 years old, that's a very young age, the child has an opinion. Okay? So that's why people want babies. They don't want 10, 12-year-olds, because they already know they have their own ideas, their own ways of things. This is tragic, because, as I said, many of us assumed this child was possibly dead because we hear the story so much. We rarely have hope that it's a kidnapping and somebody just took a child because they wanted a child, or they took the child for nefarious reasons and kept the child. Rarely do people kidnap children for nefarious reasons and keep the child, because you have to use common sense when you're taking a child at this age for nefarious reasons. How long can the child hold up when you're doing ungodly things with the child? So the child doesn't serve a purpose only for a short while. Leilani Simmons is the suspect. This is the biological mother of the child. What did they gather to make this assertion pertaining to her? Is it metadata? Is it phone calls, text messages? GPS put her in and around an area where perhaps the body was found. That's possibly what has happened. GPS has put her in the location of where the child was found. This is tragic, and it's sickening. It's just disgusting, because it's every day a story about a missing child, a story about an abused child, and it just goes on and on and on, and it's got to stop. But how can you stop it? Because, one, you can't tell somebody how to raise their children. You can't tell somebody they should and should not have children, because in the end, he or she has the authority to do what they want with their body, with their lives. And then it's up to outsiders to step in and pick up the pieces. But this shit has got to stop, because it's not other people's job to carry the burden. A baby and you. It's not nobody's job. And how sad and pathetic is it with the recent events of a video released to the media yesterday pertaining to altercation, verbal altercation with Billy Joe and the babysitter, and now the baby is deemed deceased. How do you feel now, Billy Joe? You did all that hooping and hollering and disrespecting that woman in her house when you knew all along she had not stole your grandson. She had not trafficked your grandson, sold your grandson. You knew all along that your daughter had done this, and you went into this woman's home and violated her persons and disrespected her in front of her child, when you knew all along your daughter was the culprit. And if I'm to believe a Facebook post that you posted pertaining to the child in a landfill and your daughter did it, you are despicable. And that is the reason why your daughter is cut from the same cloth. Because you're a bum. You're a bum bitch. And your daughter's a bum bitch too. And that grandfather, if you're the one that had that nasty comment to say outside of Miss Diana's house, you're a bum bitch as well. And that's how I feel about all of you. Because all that showing out at that woman's house was for nothing. When you all knew Leilani killed that baby. And why she killed the baby, I do not know. But for recent events, I'm going to tell you I do believe it's because of the child support that was issued from the court. She knew she was in a bad way. She knew she's a drug addict. She knew the house of cards were falling. She knew her mother wanted her out of the house. And that baby was dead weight to her. All her children are dead weight, quite frankly. But she chose the child she wanted out of the way. Don't get it mistaken. She chose the child she wanted out of the way, and that was baby Quinton. Just a child. He didn't ask to come here. He didn't choose her. He didn't choose his biological father. He didn't choose Billy Joe. He didn't choose none of these people. How's it his fault he was born to a bum bitch? Now, where's the father? Where are you? When are we going to hear from you? Oh, you'll probably speak now because the child is deemed dead. What do you have to say now? Because you know you're going to be judged as well. Where were you? Did you help out? Did you send money? Did you send money for Pampers? Did you visit the child? Did you ever take up with the child? Did you claim the child? Do we even know that the person that is deemed a father is the father? We don't know. But I'm sick of these stories. They're endless. And I'm sick of people with these fucking kids who don't give a fuck. You all just keep spitting them out like they're candy. Like when you go to the store and you see that little gumball machine, that candy machine, and you put a nickel in there and a quarter and it spits out your candy. That's what you think of these kids. Put a quarter in there, turn the knob, stick your hand under there, wait for a couple of pieces of gumball to fall down, a couple of sour tarts. We Gucci. Well, we ain't Gucci. And I'm telling you, Queen is on one tonight. I'm fed up. I'm pissed off. I'm already irritated. I was irritated tonight because of a goofy ass chick and her kids. You're not teaching your kids anything. They're not learning anything because you're leaving them alone. They're fitting for themselves. They'll fuck around and burn the whole damn building down because your ass is gone to work all damn night. You don't even know what the fuck your kids are doing. And I ain't in the fucking child rearing business. I done my part. I don't want to rear nobody's kid. I don't want to have to talk to some kids and tell them what to do with a pet and don't walk your dog here. Don't let your dog shit here. Don't do this. Man, when I tell you Queen is about 2 minutes from going to jail. That's how I feel tonight. I'm tired. I'm fed up. And I'm telling you, when my feet hit the floor in the morning, this girl better bow her head because I'm going to wear her ass out. Bitch, I'm calling DHS on your ass, and I don't give a fuck what happens to you and your nothing with you. I don't wish your kids bad luck, but they don't need you because you're gone all fucking day and night. And you don't know what's going on with your kids. This is what I keep trying to tell you people. You can't disregard your kids. You can't leave your kids around with anybody. You can't leave kids alone. I don't give a damn what the ages are. 2 years old, 12 years old, it's all the same. They need their parents. And I'm telling you, this heifer better not even approach me. They call you about your fucking kids, you gotta know I'm the one that called. Because I'm going to tell you to your face, hell yeah, I'm calling. Because the old saying is, I can show you better than I can tell you. You think this is a joke? You coming in your house at 4 o'clock in the morning, your kids have been unattended from daylight to 4 a.m. So you don't know what they're doing. You don't know who they're letting in the house. You don't know nothing. I'm just feeling pissy tonight. I'm in a pissy mood. I'm aggravated. And I was just angry tonight. I couldn't even get out the door to where I was going for fucking around, cleaning up shit that some kids done threw out, and their fucking mama is nowhere around. I'm just like, you know what? I'm done tonight. Tomorrow morning, this area is going to be on fucking fire. And you're going to know my name when I'm done. Because I'm not getting ready to be another Diane McCarter. That is not Queen. And I dare a bitch to walk up and say anything to me out of the way. I don't care. This news of this kid has given me ammunition. I'm pissed off. Just maybe not even 2 months, sweetheart. I can't even explain to you what happened tonight because I really don't want to go into details, but it ain't getting ready to go on anymore. And I'm just going to leave it at that. It ain't getting ready to go on anymore. And I don't give a fuck what happens because it's not my responsibility. I cannot preach to you, see something, say something, and then I don't do it. I'm done. I'm aggravated. I'm pissed off about this case. I'm pissed off about what's going on over here where I'm living. I'm just aggravated. I was outside tonight before going live just now, getting ready to tear a bitch's skull off. I don't care anymore. I just don't care. I don't have to. I'm done. I'm tired. There comes a point in your life when you just say to hell with what people think and you just do you. That's all you can do. Thank you for joining me. I'm pissy right now. She don't give a fuck about her kids. But when Angela gets through with you, you will care about your kids. Because you'll say that big black lady, she told on me. You motherfucking right I did. I sure did. You won't be leaving no more fucking kids alone when I get done with you. I'm tired. I don't care. I don't have to care, and I ain't going. I'm just, I can't even explain to you how angry I am. I don't have to. She's home now with her kids. She's home. I could have called the police earlier, but I didn't. I'm not going to because I got a better way of handling it. I got a better way. She don't care about nothing. She's just like everybody else. Another fucking bum. Just another bum. Excuse my manners. I'm just feeling some type of way tonight. Like I said, I was already irritated before I got the news about this baby. And then I came in just going in the queue to see what was going on. And I saw the said information. And it just set me off worse than where I was. And I know this lady, she don't give a fuck about her kids. Because I've had to talk to her kids at least 2 times. She don't care nothing about her kids. It's obvious. She don't give a damn about them. because a decent person would come to me and say something. Oh, ma'am, what's the problem? Blah, blah, blah. She don't care either. She's just like these fucking nitwits down there in Savannah, Georgia. These people don't care nothing about these kids. If you want to hit the link, give your opinion. I'm 102 viewing. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this channel, $Beganji, 129 Cash App. All super chats and stickers are welcome during the live. I just don't understand these people. She don't want none of me. Because I'd like to know who's that guy that keeps coming to your house every weekend. And he's left alone with your kids. I sure hope they're the baby daddy. I sure hope they're the baby daddy. While you're gone working, waiting tables. I don't know what the hell you do for a living. But I can tell you what, after tomorrow, you'll have a new concern. How about that? You'll have a new concern when I'm done. You won't worry about waiting tables to 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know anybody that waits tables to 4 o'clock in the morning. The bar is closed at 2 o'clock. So what tables are you waiting? You must be driving up from North Carolina somewhere. I don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't care. All I'm going to say is y'all crossed the wrong one. I ain't putting up with nothing else. It's like I told my friend tonight. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm old. I'm getting older. I don't have time for this extra bullshit. Like I tell people, I talk about this bullshit on my channel. I don't want to be a part of it in my home life. And I ain't going to be. And I ain't going to be. You can believe that. I ain't going to be. I just had the same situation last year. And I guess when I got done, they realized somebody's called on us. You damn right. You damn right. You got your kids around people getting high and drunk and shit. You don't care. You're leaving them with anybody. Hell yeah. You got the picture too, didn't you? Because you got your ass on somewhere. All these people are the same. I don't give a damn if it's Tennessee, New York. Man, they don't care nothing about their kids, man. You see it every day. It's the same thing every fucking day with these kids. Then when they get to be teenagers, they really don't care nothing about it. Well, they're old enough they can stay at home by themselves. My kids are responsible. You believe that? You need to have your head examined. You don't know what your kids are doing when you're not around. I'm just aggravated, man. I'm just aggravated. I can't even go into details what I went through tonight. Just I can't even go into details. It's fucked up. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you so much. You want to hit the link to give me your opinion, pertaining to baby Quinton. All I can say is he's with the Angels now. I do find it interesting that they would just give this little bit of information out about him in this manner. I thought maybe they would wait and then, let us know that they found a body and that it was identified as him. I don't know. I don't really understand the the method that they chose. This is a weird way of bringing forth the information. I must admit, this is very strange to me. Yeah. Well, small fries, my thing is we're all flawed. We all make mistakes. Child rearing, you have to learn that nobody can teach you how to be a parent. You have to get in the shoes first. And you may realize it's not for you. It isn't for everybody. But my thing is, if you're going to hold the ranks, then try to do the best that you can do. But just don't, let the children just be out here doing whatever and then act like it's nothing. And then, some of them, they'll get an attitude if you come to them and tell them something about their kid, like, hey, your kid's out and your kid's getting into something, and you got people, they'll get an attitude with you. And you're like, it's your damn kid. Nobody should be coming to you about your kid anyway. You have a lot of people, they get an attitude. Thank you, Maria. That's something I can't stand, somebody get an attitude. But I can tell you now, this girl, she don't want none of Queen. She don't want none of me. That's why I know she's probably scared, because she's never come to me to say, oh, I hear you had an issue, or I apologize for what they did, or blah, blah, blah. A decent human, if they knew somebody approached their children about something, a decent human would go to the person and say, hi, I hear you talk to my kids about blah, blah, blah. This dizzy bat, she has not yet come to me one time to say, oh, I heard you talk to my kids about this. This won't happen again, blah, blah, blah. This dizzy bitch, she ain't said 2 words to me yet. That's why I know she don't give a fuck about her kids. But when Angela gets done with you, I'm going to make you care. I'm going to make your ass care. I don't give a fuck. You're going to care when I get done with you. You're going to care when I get done with you. You're going to say, I should have known better. I should have said something to that lady. I should have said something to that lady about my kids, what they were doing, whatever. But see, we're in a new day now. It's not like 40, 50 years ago. Kids do stuff. Somebody says something to them. They go back and tell their parent, whatever. The parent would come to you and say, hi, I heard you said something to my kid, blah, blah, blah. I apologize. I didn't know they was on your lawn, or they were roughhousing around your car, or whatever the situation is. But we got these new breed of parents. They're ready to fight you about their fucking wayward kids or something that their kid did. Well, it ain't getting ready to happen with me. That's all I'm going to say. It ain't going to happen with me. Well, I didn't have no choice but to get involved, because what happened tonight affected me. I don't want to go into details of what happened, but what happened affected me pertaining to the person's children. So therefore, I have to say something, because I've kept my peace for some time now. I'm not keeping my peace anymore. And I don't feel like I should be talking to people's children. That's not my job. I should be talking to their mother about whatever's going on. But because this bitch is dizzy, and she doesn't have the audacity to come to me to say, hey, I want to rectify whatever's going on. I apologize, blah, blah, blah. I'm having to talk to her kids. It's not my job to be talking to her kids about what they're doing. That's not my job. I don't want to talk to somebody's kids, because I don't want somebody to come back and say, oh, you threatened my kids, blah, blah, blah. That's why I should be talking to an adult. But because this bitch don't want to be an adult, I'm going to make her be an adult. She's going to be an adult when I'm done. How about that? I'm sick of this shit. I'm upset. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off because nobody cares. And let me tell you something right now. This dizzy ass wench, if right now something was to happen to those kids of hers, she'd be the first person on the news crying. Oh my God, somebody did something to my baby. Oh, they kidnapped my girls. Oh my Jesus, what happened to my babies? What happened? Bitch, you ain't home. That's what happened. Somebody right now could go push her door open and take her kids. She wouldn't know nothing. She ain't home. Stupid wench. You gone all day. You gone all day from early evening to 1, 4 in the morning. What the fuck? And then they're girls. Jesus Christ, what is your problem? I don't care, man. I said come daylight time, it's a wrap. That's all I'm going to say. I would say prayers to this family, but who would I be sending prayers to pertaining to Quinton? Because the mother obviously killed the baby, and we got this dizzy ass grandmother who likes pushing indoors. So who would I be sending prayers to say prayers to the family? Who would I be sending prayers to right now pertaining to baby Quinton? Jesus Christ, help me. Oh, man, this is bad. But that's the latest news, you guys. Oh, it's Debbie up here. Hello.
Hey, hi.
Hey.
You need to take a breath. You're going to pop a vein.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. But you're right. It is crazy out here, and parents don't really do what our parents taught us. And prayers for that baby. I don't know who to send prayers to.
Turn your background down, baby.
Oh, sorry. That better?
Yeah, just don't have anything playing in the background.
Yeah, I forgot to mute my TV. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But yeah, I heard
what do you have to say about the information? We'll go for that. I don't really want to talk about myself during this live. It's just that I'm just in a bad mood. And then I came home I went out so I could get off my mind what happened tonight. And then I come home and I relax. And then I open the queue and I see this update. And I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. And then I read it and I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead and go live because I know there's going to be an update here in a couple of hours. So I want to hurry up and get this live done. You understand what I'm saying? So I can make the next live pertaining to whatever the sheriff's department or police department have to say about the baby. But go ahead.
My heart's broke for that baby. I was really praying that he was really just lost. But we all kind of knew, and we said yesterday it was going to be a recovery, and we were right. Sorry. But I don't know what to think. Well, the mom did it. I mean, we kind of figured that too.
I don't understand why they did it this way. You know, usually people wait till they get the body, see the body, get somebody to ID the body, and then they bring you the fact that the body was found, where it was found, and then they wait to give you the suspect. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of strange.
Right, and I think that they found, because I think they were banking on not actually being able to find the body. So they went looking for clues in the house, and I think they found what they were looking for, and that's what...
Well, what do you think they found in the house?
I think they found maybe blood in the house.
Jesus Christ. Man, jeez. This is bad.
Because if you remember, they showed them putting, like, taping up the windows, and they would only do that if they're going to luminol.
Okay, so let's go here. I want you to think about what you're saying. Let's say that the baby was beat, thrown against the wall, whatever, in there, and they tried to clean it up, attempted to clean it up. Where was, you know where I'm going with this, right? Where was Billy Joe, Billy Joe, and her husband?
That's a good question. Now, was she home? Was she off doing what they do? I don't know. I heard they truck. I heard she's off doing whatever for 3 weeks at a time. I don't know. But I don't know. I just found it all suspicious that, you know, as the story's coming out, you know, each step of the way, everything pointing to the daughter. I'm just heartbroken, though, that it happened like that.
But I want you to think about this, too, now. You know, I refuse to believe that this is just her.
Oh, I know. I don't think it's just her. I think somebody helped her cover.
Yeah, there's no way I believe she did whatever she did, whether it was deliberate, accidental, the covering up, the discardment of the child. She did not hold that secret alone. I don't believe that.
Well, and here's my brain thinking, and I tried to go through the scenario the way it was put out, how the guy supposedly saw the kid. Now, it's feasible that maybe he was sleeping, the baby woke up, got whatever, she snapped and hurt the baby, left the body in the playpen for the dude to see before he went to work, dumped the body somewhere in between that
Oh,
time and
so made it
you-
look like the baby was asleep.
yes,
Mhm.
that would fit.
Mm.
And she had 3 hours from the time he went to work to, you see where,
Yeah.
or it could have happened the night before and she maybe made a prison roll to make it look like there was a baby sleeping in that playpen. Because who's gonna go wake up a baby to say, "Are
Dear
you
God,
okay?"
that's even, oh my God, it's even more crazy. Rolling somebody up in the covers. Oh Lord. And what does he care? Unless he really liked the baby and checked on the baby,
Well, I mean, like if like they said, the baby slept in a playpen. If you're off to work, you're trying to get, your lunch made, your coffee, so you can get out the door. Yeah, I looked over, I saw a baby in the playpen. You don't know what baby.
Well, let's go.
You don't know if it was a baby. It could have been one of them little prison rolls like they do in prison to make it look like somebody's in the bed.
Well, let's go here. What was the motive for killing the kid? If it's
I
murder?
think it's a combination of tit for tat, money, drugs, don't have what you need, desperate times call for desperate measures kind of thing.
Yeah, but
You didn't do good by me. I'm
elaborate.
not gonna.
But elaborate more. It's still, it's got. Just elaborate, sweetheart.
Well, here's what she's got to move. The mom's trying. The mom is whatever. They got issues going on. Now she's got to figure out. I don't know. They said the kids were part of that, or I'm not sure if they were. But how do you just, that's a lot to put on somebody to, all right, now you're on your own. You got to get out. And on top of that, she's got whatever she's got going on, drugs, alcohol, if that's the case.
She's got 3 kids, so I would want to use my own discretion to think that she's lived maybe on her own at some point with 3 kids, or did she always live with her mother? I don't know.
Well, I know girls like her, and they always shacked up with the dude until it didn't work out no more, and then they went crawling back home with their tails between their legs. I know a girl right now on baby number 3 getting ready to lose that one too.
We don't know this last baby daddy, and we don't know if he ever had his own apartment or own house or how that went.
It's sad.
It's very sad.
I mean,
I'm just disgusted with all this, man. This just boils my blood.
It does mine too. And like I said, I'm never going to be Mother of the Year material, but at least I tried with what I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids are all grown and they're happy and they're doing what they do. I don't understand how anybody could hurt their kids.
She didn't have to kill her kids. See, that's the thing. That's the gist of the story. She didn't have, but I think she knew. Let's go here. I think she knew, if we're to believe what was said about her wanting Billy Joe wanting her and the boyfriend out, and perhaps wanting the kids out, and maybe relinquishing her custody and just give the kids to her. That would be a heavy burden to know I've now got to take care of 3 kids, barely working, got a drug problem, not carrying my own weight. Maybe the boyfriend's not carrying his weight. You're destitute. You know you're about to be destitute. So you choose which child, but this is where it gets worse. You've chosen a child out of the 3 to knock off.
And that's where I think, because he's right in that age where they're most, in between infant, where they're cute and cuddly, and you couldn't possibly do that. And, the potty training age. I can see, not that I'm making excuses by any means, but I can see, a kid waking up and or maybe he was sick and threw up. That would throw anybody into a tizzy in the middle of the night. Snap, boom, there you go.
But you knew that though. You already had a 3-year-old, so you knew the game. You had it back to back, so you can't even use that as an excuse. Somebody's crying, somebody's throwing a tantrum. You've got 3 kids back to back. That's a choice. Nobody told you to go have 3 fucking kids back to back.
That's true. That is very true. But I can't even think for her. I can't even make words for her because
you know I don't want to hear no but because
no,
she's been doing what
there
she
is
wants
no
to
but.
do
I was going to say
with
no.
3
I
kids.
can't even come up with words for
Yes,
her.
what I'm saying,
That's
with
just
3
ridiculous.
With 3 kids, she's already laid it out that I'm going to do what I want. I've got my mother enabling me. So it really, to me, wouldn't even matter if the child was sitting there throwing up, crying, my tummy hurts. Mommy, hold me. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Because you've been detached.
Which all by itself, like, I wonder how she acted with the new one.
You know what? And I've said that don't get it twisted because somebody knocks off one. You don't know what they were doing with their other kids.
Yeah.
So, that's true. It's an assumption.
And if you remember way back in the beginning, the very first interview, the grandma said she was trying to give the mother a chance, hoping she would turn her life around.
Yeah, well.
And then she was dogging her out.
She turned it all the way around.
Mm-hmm. That was the first interview. My first introduction to this case was seeing that interview of her. I didn't even know what was going on yet when I saw that interview. And she was talking about.
This is what I tell people about people who favor children, period. You can't be a genuine human being to favor one child over the other one, even if you never murder one of the other children. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And each one of my kids thought they were my favorite.
But it's cruel. I mean, a lot of parents say that, though. I got a favorite. He's my favorite. Johnny was my favorite. It's really not a good idea to say that.
No, all my kids thought they were my favorite because they all had their own time.
But imagine what it does to a child to hear a mother say or a father say, yes, I know. Billy was always my favorite. Susie was always my favorite. And even some people, as they get older, they might joke about it. Yeah, we know Johnny was mom's favorite. But it's still not good to say it.
Well, no, you don't tell one kid. And like all my kids, we would have a moment where we were off at the store and I'd buy a treat or whatever, and like, oh, you're my favorite kid. Every one of them got it, though. I mean, not just one. I didn't pick one. I loved them all. Yeah, they all had their own qualities. I could never.
Murder is in a whole different realm, as I said.
I know
it's the crossover. This is the crossover.
How I can't imagine.
She's sick and wacko, and if you favoring one child over another one to kill, you don't need any kids. I always said that with Summer Wells when we all try to figure out why she was the one that went missing and blah blah blah. I always told people in the end it doesn't matter. The fact is, this is
she's gone. She's gone. It's and like I said before, I thought I'm of the opinion that a lot of these missing kids are not missing at all. Their parents knew exactly where they went.
Not missing. Probably not missing. Mr. TV, where are you calling from?
I'm in Orlando, Florida. My mother used to tell me all the time she loved my brother the most, and he was the middle child, which is rare. I was the oldest. Okay. It did get hurtful. Even to this day, when she sends pictures or on Facebook, she always posts pictures of her and my brother and never of me. Here's one of them right here. There's her and my brother.
Ignorant.
That's wrong.
See, this is why you can't let people come up. When I saw him in the chat, I just had a bad feeling. Jim Terry TV, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. There's a baby dead, and this is all the fuck you can think to do is come on somebody's live and post a picture of somebody's penis.
That's
sick bitch.
I'll be nice, sick.
Yeah, it's funny. Just make sure you don't end up in the landfill. Fuck face.
He's lucky that we are not like in his presence, because I could just imagine everybody that is in chat would have wanted to beat the crap out of him.
Fucking bum.
I have no words. I just don't even know what to say about that. But
you know, when I saw the TV part, something was saying, "Don't let him up." As soon as he said, "Where's the link?" something said, "Don't let him up." But you know, you give a person a chance. He's a bum, so he's nobody.
and think about how many people think shit like that is funny. I mean, what would motivate somebody to do something like that on the subject that we're talking about? And people find that funny.
Well, he won't be doing it in this live again.
Oh, disgusting. I'm sorry that happened. I didn't do it, but I'm sorry that happened. But anyway, back to the subject.
Maria, it was 5:30 or so, or 6 when she made that text about not bringing a child. No, you don't have a soul. Just some bum scrolling people chats. Sitting here talking about a dead kid, and this is all you have to do is show pornography on a live stream. So we're gonna pray you're not somebody's parent. How about that?
Isn't that illegal?
Well, all you have to do is just report them. That's it. It's disgusting.
The nerve of some people. That's just wrong.
Well, somebody there saying in the chat he's done it to other people's channel too.
Well, I hope they blocked them.
Thank you, Bubs. Yeah, because this is content pertaining to the death of a child. And the fact that you would go in somebody's chat and jump on a live stream and show pornography shows you are just as sick as the person that put that baby out there in the wherever. I view you the same. I view you the same. Because you're ignorant.
That was pretty ignorant. Some people just don't have high vibes and don't think. And I love the way you think because you make me think. I mean, sometimes I get twisted, like things I thought I knew, and then you put it in a whole different light, and I think, wow.
He's not a private investigator. He's not nothing but a bum bitch. That's what he is. Oh, thank you for that, dear. But he's a bum bitch. He's disrespectful and he's ignorant. Because that no sane person would go put up something like that in a live stream, period. I don't care what the topic is. I don't care what you're discussing. There's no reason to do that.
You're very right.
Probably a pedophile. Probably a pedophile.
I just cannot even come up with even words for that.
But see, just like that right there, that goes to show you what's out here. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
He's a prime example of what's jacked up in the world and what's walking around. And he'd be the same person holding a conversation with you in the Walmart line, the grocery store line, pretending to be human. You see how he started off acting like he was talking about his mother and brother and all that? See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
He's a dick. How about that? How about that?
I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for his mother that she has to claim him.
Yeah. She probably prefers the black dick over him anyway. Hi, how about that?
Maybe. I guess to each his own, huh?
Yeah. But you know, tonight when I was when I came in and I was going in the queue And I was looking at pictures of the baby, and I was like, oh my God, he's so cute. How could anybody want to hurt this baby? I had no idea I was going to pull up that article about him. It's just devastating.
It's heartbreaking.
Absolutely devastating. And I don't know him. I don't know his family. And so far, what I've seen, I don't like. And that's what's even more disheartening, is to know that these people, they didn't have no business with him or these other babies. And you also got to count, there are 2 more kids. So let's talk about that. What's getting ready to happen to these other 2 babies? The 3-year-old and the infant.
That is that's even sadder yet to think about, because they're going to lose everything they know. Everything they know.
Well,
and is that even a good thing, or is it a bad thing?
The infant won't know much of nothing, but the 3-year-old will remember possibly little as time goes by. He'll soon forget. He'll soon forget them at 3, because the 3 is still young. He'll probably forget them.
I wonder if the older one saw anything.
I don't know.
Wouldn't that be heartbreaking?
Well, we've heard it before. I mean, Cal City's a prime example of line them up and use them as punching bags to kill babies.
That case right there made me cry many times. Because them 2 little boys were doomed from jump too. And we've talked about that. And I think that was one of the first lives I jumped on with you.
It's just sad. Utterly sad.
But think about how many people knew them kids were in existence and nobody questioned it for months.
Say what, honey?
How many people knew them kids were in existence in that home, in that environment, or disappeared from that home, from that environment, and nobody said anything for months?
You talking about Cal City?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the people that knew were the immediate family, such as Jacqueline's family and Giselle's family. They knew.
How do you as a grandparent not step up and say, yo, this ain't right, and I'm telling on you?
Well, because people, it goes back to what is going on here with this woman enabling her daughter. People will hold the secret of murder. People do it all the time. Do you know how many people know that somebody's murdered somebody and they have not told the police that they noticed somebody killed somebody?
I get that. I see that, fear all the time. And I mean, I just had it happen not that long ago. In the beginning of August, a girl had a gun, was pointing it at another woman, and the mother came at me like I was wrong for talking to the police. I looked at her and said, lady, instead of coming at me, you might be wanting to go in there and look for places to live, because this ain't covered under COVID. And 3 days later, she got an eviction notice. But that ain't,
Where was this, in your apartment building?
Yes, where I live.
Good Lord.
I walked out the door thinking I was going to play with balloons with the little kids out there, and that's what I walked into.
Yes, that's why I don't like apartment living. I don't care for apartment living at all. It sucks.
It does.
People live in apartments for various reasons, but I think as you get to a certain age, you need to be in a house.
I agree.
Because too much goes on in apartments, and there's too many different attitudes and dispositions in apartments, and this is the reason why most people don't get along. I mean, shit can jump off in a house too, your neighbors, depending on what they're doing. But apartments is worse, because depending on how many people are living in an apartment building, how many people on each floor, man, it can be bad.
Well, I can only speak for what I live in right now. And it's not a very big apartment building. It's really quite small. But just in this one building, there's 24 different apartments.
Well, Maria, we know that she needs to be prosecuted because she's the one that's got her name on the paperwork for the kids. So, you know, she set this up to, I guess, have her daughter do a redo in raising the children. But look where we are now. They're now talking about child presumed dead and she's a suspect.
Well, seeing that's I just can't see like letting my kid live with me long term. I mean, if my daughter came to me and said, "Hey, mom, I need a place. You know, I need maybe 30 days to get a little money till I can get a place of my own or whatever," you know, realistic. I have no problem with that, but no, I'm not taking care of your kids. And if I see something wrong, you can bet your sweet ass I'm calling on you.
Well, some people won't. That's the problem.
It's one thing when you have a conversation, and I get this a lot. Well, my neighbor well, I got kids. Well, I'm sorry about your luck, dude. They're not my kids, and I shouldn't have to deal with them.
Well, that's what people don't understand. See, that's what's wrong with the world. People are always expecting other people to adapt to their situation. I don't have to adapt to your situation because I'm not you. I'm not in conjunction with you. So I don't need to adapt to your situation. And that's what people don't understand. That's why we have the problems we have, because people are forever enabling themselves, enabling other people, and expecting other people to enable them because of their situation. It's not my problem. And let me tell you, as you get older, you know, you can either go up or down. You could be more lenient or you could be more stern. I don't want to put up with anything now. I'm tired.
Exactly. And you put it into, I was just talking to my therapist today and said, you know what? I'm done with stupid. What does that mean? I'm like, I'm staying home. I'm not, no, if I got to go somewhere, I'll go. If I don't want to deal with people.
Just comes a point when you have to say to yourself, I deserve better. I need better. I desire better. And when you get to my age, it's just you're at that point. You don't want to explain yourself. You don't want to have to do anything. I think I'm at the hump of life right now. I'm at 51. I'll be 52 in January. God lets me see it. I don't want to explain myself. I don't want to have to put up with stuff that I don't have no damn business putting up with. And I don't care what somebody else has got going on. It's not my problem.
Ta-da!
That's what people don't seem to understand. And this is why I keep trying to tell people why you all keep staying in drama, because you keep going in the lion's den. I'm not saying that I ain't done it recently, but guess what? Queen is done. I'm tired. And I ain't putting up with nothing else. I don't have to, and nobody should expect me to. And frankly, if I was 30 years old, I don't want to put up with drama. Why should I? Once again, it's the same thing. I didn't sign up for it.
I was kind of explaining it like, look, you got your plate over there, mine's full, and I don't need your problems. I'm not looking for your plate too. Keep it over there.
People don't understand that. They expect if I whine enough, I cry enough, I fall out enough, they'll understand and they'll empathize. And no, I don't have to. And when it comes to shit like this, disrespecting kids, oh, hell no. I'm not empathizing with anything. Because this girl here, she's just a baby machine. Spewing out these babies like Skittles. And it's ridiculous. And now we got a whole kid missing. So now she's got two. And she ain't getting ready to have them because her ass is getting ready to go to prison. Pray to God, hey, you get your 12 members of the jury that's got some common sense.
I'm just thinking the Facebook thing, the mother, Bobby Joe, whatever her name is, the grandmother put out on her Facebook saying that the daughter did it, but she don't remember it. How do you not remember killing your kid?
Well,
and then calling a babysitter and telling.
But you're going to say that because you need a defense.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're going to start now saying, I don't remember anything.
I don't buy that.
Let me tell you something. Let's go here. Hypothetical. You're geeked up. Something jumped off with the kid, accidental, let's just say. Where you're going to be, where the story is going to be jacked up is the discardment of the child. Because let's say you're geeked up, doped up. How do you go from being geeked up, doped up on drugs to carrying the body so far out and dumping the body? See what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying.
Exactly what it is. That's it. Once you clean it up, you're showing you were in full knowledge of what you're doing.
Exactly.
Even inebriated.
I could never claim the devil made me do it when I was under the influence.
It's ridiculous. This whole, oh my gosh, this is bad, man. Now 2 more children going to be living with this who is this person that has the kids?
I think they said an aunt has them, so maybe a sister.
Yeah, but I don't
Is
want
that any better?
I don't want to judge well because I don't know if she could be actually a nice person, so I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean, so I don't know the aunt. But what we're seeing with this little crew here, ooh-wee.
That's concerning, but like, yeah, and like you can't foresee the future, so is that the lesser of all the evils at this moment? Because what I try to explain to people is we make decisions, unless you're under the influence, we make decisions based on the information we have at that moment.
Well, I just pray that whoever has the children or wherever they end up, that they end up in a loving home and that they get a chance at a proper upbringing and a happy upbringing. That's the best you can do is just pray for them.
At some point, some divine intervention has to pop in for these kids that are.
So because it's bad to have a brother gone and somebody down the road as the children get older will have to explain to them what happened to their brother. And just imagine explaining that to a child. Hey, you had a brother in between you and your mom killed the brother. Well, why? Why would mommy do that? What the hell are you going to tell them?
That is the hard question.
Jesus.
I couldn't even imagine trying to have that conversation with a child. And trust me, I've messed up a few times. I'm not a saint, and I never got a book when I had a kid. I had to go by instinct and trust and believe. Sometimes instinct ain't right, but I made it right somehow, some way. They all grew up under the same roof in their own beds. I did something right.
I don't know. I just, do you know what time they said the press conference is going to be?
I do not. I thought they said early, like around 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, Lord. I need to be in the bed then because I'm having a rough night tonight. And I'm just like,
That's why I got on, like, honey, you need to breathe. Don't pop a vein because we need you here.
I feel myself feeling really whacked out right now mentally. But I want to apologize to the people in the chat because my mouth has been very nasty tonight on this live. And I'm just feeling some type of way. I'm just feeling some type of way about some personal stuff going on where I'm at. And then getting the news about this baby. I'm just whacked out right now. And I'm just like, this is why I don't like talking about the kids. This is why I don't want to. I could talk about true crime. I could talk about things terrible happening to adults, but not the kids.
And sadly, it's more the kids these days than it is adults.
I don't want to talk about the kids no more.
We need to stay. And I get it, just don't take them cases because your mental health has got to be more important to you than doing these cases if it's affecting you.
Well, it's just a lot of drama comes with talking about the children. That's the thing.
Because people get riled up because they all want to be right.
And they come in with all the he said and the she said with no documentation and stuff. Then they get an attitude because you don't want to believe what they heard. And I don't rock like that. That's just who I am. I don't believe everything somebody says about anything.
And you're right to question everything.
Yeah, because if you don't have a source to anything, you just throw something out and then somebody says, well, where'd you hear that at? Oh, I don't know. I heard it on somebody's channel. That ain't good enough. Because you have people that's gullible that sit and listen at these lives, and you say something in the chat, or the holder of the channel says something. There's people who actually believe what you're saying.
Well, I'm a common sense kind of girl, and I kind of let the evidence lead me. So on a lot of these cases, I kind of got an idea. I may not know exactly what it is.
They won't even fact check anything. And it's like, you can't just sit here and listen at these people tell you all this stuff. You need to try to fact check yourself.
Well, and I've had to say that nowhere in this case has that ever been said as fact. It was all rumor. Where did you hear it? Because
quite a few things has been said that you never heard in the news.
Exactly. And when people were like, oh, it's fake, it's fake. Well, I'm sitting here watching it on my TV as I'm watching it on YouTube. How's that fake?
Yeah, well, you cannot just believe everything that somebody says about a story. And I tell people that all the time. Even when a person is spinning a story, such as what the babysitter was saying, that's her version. You understand?
Right, and I've always said that. There's this side, that side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth.
I don't know what that lady was saying. Just like somebody came in the chat talking crazy about what Billy Joe had to say. Why am I going to believe anything this lady has to say when she's talked about her kid like a dog, and then she busted up in this woman's house acting a damn fool?
And then at the end of the day, exactly what she said was not fact. It's fact. Because that's what they showed. My baby ain't dead. Well, yeah, guess he is.
Billy Joe is the last person I want to hear anything from, because she's a part of this scenario with the child being dead. You knew what you were dealing with, that demon you had living in your house. You knew your child better than anybody. I don't want to hear anything she has to say.
I hear you.
I'm not interested.
And I'm at that point in my life too. Like one of my kids don't even have my phone number and address because I refuse to go there.
Good Lord, man.
Because he don't ever call just to say hi. It's always money, money, money. Oh, dude, I ain't got it like that. You got to figure this shit out for yourself. You're 40 years old. I ain't giving you money. And no, you can't come live with me.
We know that most men, the jobs that men do, make more money than women, so there's no reason for a grown man to be begging his mother for money.
Well, he's in prison right now, so it's commissary money that he's wanting, but...
Commissary, okay. Well, they hustle.
I ain't doing that either.
They hustle in prison, too, from what I hear.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't talked to him in almost a year. It's like, you ain't needed me in a year. What do you need me for now?
Well, he can find him he can get on a date site and find him a nice little sugar mama, and she'd be nice enough to believe anything he has to say and send him some money and put on his books.
Let her do it then, because I'm done.
I'm going to Lord, I'm going to get off this live. I'm not going to hold you all this in the wee hours, but I just wanted to let everybody know that officials have said in Savannah that the child is believed to be deceased, which means they have something. I already told you they had gathered evidence, recanvassed the area, the house. They do have evidentiary material, but they won't say what it is. They have checked cell phones. They didn't reveal which phones they checked. And now we have this new information uploaded several hours ago, that the child is deemed dead and that the mother is the suspect. And I have this video posted to my community page in case you need verification of the source.
No, this is just rumor. I don't know how true it is. Because I've heard it both ways. I've heard that they don't have a body.
Not no rumor here. This is not no rumor. This is from the news.
Right.
WJCL 22 ABC, that the child is deemed dead. That means they obviously got a body, and it's believed to be that baby. So wherever
I'm hoping they did find the body. That's what I was going to say.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. They found the body, I'm sure.
Oh, they did?
But the way they're wording it would lead me to believe you found the body, and whatever shape the body's in, you're assuming it's that kid. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say they found the body, but that's what I'm assuming, because what is the purpose in coming out saying the baby is believed dead? What would lead you to believe the baby's dead unless you found evidentiary material? Let me go there. Unless you found evidentiary material that shows the child would have lost too much blood and not be deemed alive.
That would be connective tissue evidence, yes.
Yes, it could be that. It could be, let me make sure I'm saying this so nobody say I said anything wrong. It could be that they found blood matter, blood spatter, remnants of blood cleanup that was too much release that a person could survive from. Let me say that. Dear God, this is horrible. Oh, Lord have mercy.
But yeah. So I wasn't sure because I heard it both ways. If they did find a body, that they did, and then I heard they didn't find a body, but they had enough evidence.
Let me make that clear and alive. They have not said they found a body. They just said the child is believed dead. That's what was said.
Okay.
And they will have a press conference later today to bring you the said information. But my mind is that you either have a body that looks like it's the child, or you've got something left behind that shows that a person could not have survived an injury.
Right.
So it's one of the two.
Oh, Lordy, this is so sad.
I don't know. Jesus Christ. He's so cute. His little face. I look at him. I'm just like, oh my God, how could you kill this baby? What the fuck is wrong with you? Man, you know what? It's like you could end up becoming what she is because you could just strangle this bitch. Just strangle her. What's wrong with you? He's so little. What can he do to you? The only thing he can do is cry. And just like a doctor says, your baby cry because it can't talk. That's what they do. And even when they become toddlers, they cry because they can't express themselves to say, my stomach hurt, my ear hurts. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't feel good. So if they can't talk, they cry. Damn, what the fuck?
Well, I mean, if you can't figure it out, for God's sake, take them to the emergency room and say, I can't make this baby stop crying. Help me. I've had to do that.
Well, anybody knows that once a baby continues to cry and it's excessive, you should take your baby to the emergency room. What fool is going to sit here and just be sitting up here listening to a baby cry for 15, 20 minutes nonstop? That's ridiculous.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. If they cry for more than 10 minutes and they don't fall asleep, you know there's a problem. And mine was, I mean, I could not make that baby quit crying. And I finally was like, dang, I can't do it. I took her to the emergency room and said, oh, I don't know what to do. Help.
Right. Jessica Rose, where you calling from, baby? Hello?
She popped back out.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, rest. I'm going to rest.
I don't know. Maybe the mother instinct never kicked in for this girl. Well, I can't even say that because she was nurturing to the other two.
The point is, why do you keep having all these babies? And I know that you don't have to have an instinct to produce. So I'm probably talking to I'm talking in circles when I say this. But this is what a normal person is going to ask. Well, why do you keep having the babies? Why do you keep having these babies? You don't have to get pregnant. Birth control is free at the health department, so this makes no sense to keep getting pregnant.
Yeah, you have a point.
You know it was hard for the first kid you had. Let's say the 3-year-old, it wasn't a great pregnancy or things just didn't work out afterwards. Then why would you go get knocked up with the second kid? And then you got one under the one that's now deemed dead. This is ridiculous to me. This makes no logical sense.
And what's even less logical is that she lost custody of 2 of the kids and she was left alone with them. Like, that's not a recipe for disaster.
That's why Billy Joe don't give a fuck. You had somebody calling you, telling you, I need diapers, I need milk, I need clothes. See, that let me know, that proved right there to me. I thought about that yesterday. I said, that's proof right there from Diana that Billy Joe was never around when she said she sent me money through Cash App or whatever to buy the kids clothes. why would you need to send the kids that you have custody of, send clothes to the babysitter when you have custody of those same kids? That proved right there you're not nowhere around.
See, and I think that setup was done by design too.
Possibly
The whole like grandma take custody and then the daughter gets to live there and take care of the kids and play house.
The church people that they needed a babysitter was Billy Joe. She says that in that live. I talked to the people from the church. Billy Joe called me, not Leilani, but Billy Joe. So you're right. It was a setup. All this shit's a setup. They knew what they were doing when they were going to the church saying they needed a damn babysitter.
And I think that was Leilani complaining that she couldn't handle 3 kids on her own.
Oh, man.
Because I know a family here in Michigan that did exactly the same thing. The daughter lost custody of her kids. The kids went to the grandma's house. So once grandma got custody and everybody bowed out, now the mom's living there and taking care of her kids like nothing ever happened.
Stupid, man. These people are stupid to me.
I agree.
Stupid and they're ignorant. And Billy Joe's going down. I don't know why she's thinking she ain't, because baby, your name is on the dotted line. You are going down with your daughter.
Well, exactly. She knew them kids weren't supposed to be left alone, and she was out 3 weeks. Even if you go to Walmart, you take them kids with you, or you take them all with you. If you feel the need that the mother needs to have bonding time, take them all. Take the mother too. Go buy her a latte and let her hang out with the kids while you're there. But why would you leave her alone with 3 kids if she couldn't take care of the 2 she had?
Because you were trying to live your own life, what you were doing beforehand.
Then why would she take the kids in the first damn place if she wanted to live her life?
I don't know.
Because all she would have had to say is, no, it's not conducive with my lifestyle. And you can do the same thing with older people too, as long as you don't leave them in an alleyway.
Well, Billy Joe's a part of this problem as well. She's the orchestrator too.
I just got that call. What is it?
The orchestrator.
I got that call too. How do we get rid of the older person that we're taking care of? Well, call CPS and tell them what's going on and that you need resources because this isn't working. Just don't leave her on somebody's driveway because that would be like a charge for you.
People do all kind of crazy things to the elderly too. Trust me, they treat the elderly just like they treat the kids.
Well, I had to like walk her through it. Start here, go here, and they'll give you all the information you need. Just don't go leaving her off somewhere where she could get hurt or freeze to death. It's cold outside. We just don't need that charge.
I wonder what they got. I got a feeling that boyfriend's involved. You'll hear that next, that they've went and scooped him up wherever he went to.
No, see, that doesn't make no sense to me because people said he did a lie detector and they cleared him. I don't see how they cleared anybody.
But that police ain't told you that. That's people talking. The police ain't told us that.
You're right.
They told us we have not ruled anybody
I'm like, out. No. They wouldn't tell you they cleared him or not.
They have not ruled anybody out.
Police but if he was living there, he had to have knowledge.
But the point is, they have not told us anything. So I don't know where people would be getting that from. That's just people talking.
True rumor.
They haven't arrested anybody. Just because they haven't arrested you does not mean you're not a suspect. They don't have to tell us who a suspect is.
Well, and that's what I say on a lot of these cases. Y'all are making assumptions that you have all the information. Trust and believe other people have information we do not.
The only thing they told us is that they have evidence and they recanvassed the area, found something, and they checked the cell phones. That's all they told us. They never told you they arrested anybody. They never told you they ruled out anybody. They never told you who took a test. They never told you who offered a lie detector test. They never told you who failed the test because they're never going to tell you that. They never tell you that.
Right.
They won't.
I'm like, it's too early in the case to be clearing anybody. I don't know where they got that from, but that got put out there too.
Well,
But yeah, you're right. I mean, no, nobody's cleared. Everybody's suspect.
Billy Joe is a narcissist. She's a street woman. It's obvious from her criminal background. She's a street person, and she thinks like a street person, even though she holds down a job. That was obvious when she busted up in that woman's house. She's still navigating as a street person. That's why I keep trying to tell people about people. A lot of people are street people. They have a street person's mentality. They navigate like a street person. She want to be gangster, hood rat, trailer park, trash, bullshit. Nobody cares about that because now guess what, Billy Joe, Billie Jean, that baby is allegedly dead. You got bigger problems to worry about than busting up in somebody's house now and worrying about a memorial and worrying about that fucking swimming pool that was already nasty. You got big girl troubles now, baby.
Well,
you got some real big girl problems.
See that people just don't know their words because I heard what she said, and there's a difference between a prayer vigil. But now we can be planning a memorial.
Well, guess what? It don't matter at this point. Guess what? You understand what I'm saying? It don't even matter now. You see how the house of cards fell just that quick from her in that girl's house? And the video being released to the news, they now within hours tell you, oh, we think the baby's dead. Just that quick. That was fast.
Yeah, it was. But anytime you don't find the kid within a couple of hours in law enforcement, don't find them within a mile or two, you know there's something nefarious going on.
That's sick. And now she wants to sit up and act like she's got amnesia. She don't know what happened to her kid. You know exactly what happened to that kid. And if you want to save yourself the death penalty or whatever, just go on and tell what you did to the kid and just be done with it. Naturally, people are going to be grossed out, you know, but it is what it is. Just tell the truth and be done with it. And if I was her, I'd take a plea. I'd take a bench trial from the judge. I wouldn't have a trial. I'd go stand before the judge and plea.
I would do that too. I mean,
I wouldn't have a trial.
Why put more people through more shit?
Yeah. But see, a lot of people like attention. So she would be stupid enough to go have a trial. She'd have a trial. But
see, I'm that bold. I would have just been like, yeah, I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you ask the right questions. I'll give you the right answer.
I think the boyfriend helped.
If he didn't help do it, he helped cover it up.
Well, it's all the same. You didn't call police and say what you knew.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter what your role is.
Accessory. They're all going. You cannot tell me if he lived in the house, he didn't know something.
So let's go here.
Look how quick he left.
Well, I'm going to do this before I check out of here. Where was Billy Joe when the 911 call went into the dispatch about the child missing? That's all I want to know. At this point, that's all that's important now. Is where was Billy Joe and the step pawpaw?
That's a good question. I would ask the babysitter that. She could give you that information. She was supposed to babysit. So my guess is they weren't home.
Who was supposed to babysit?
The McCarty lady, Diane, is that her name?
Well, she babysit every day, but allegedly they called her to tell her no. But that leads me to believe, as I said, the baby was probably already dead and already dumped.
Right, and the question is, where was Billy Joel? If the baby was supposed to be babysat that day, she probably wasn't even around. She came in after the fact, I think.
This is why you think they got information from somebody. Somebody said Billy Joe said she was in Missouri, and I can't remember what state the guy said he was in. Oh, well, you better have a receipt.
Okay, well, wait a minute. Billy Joe was in Missouri, but she lives in Georgia.
They say they travel, sweetheart, for their work. Welders. Or
What are they
something.
welding
I'm
on?
not saying. Well, a lot of people travel for their careers. A lot of careers now, I guess, resource out. So
Okay, oh, I get what you're saying. All right, well, if that's their career choice, why would you take on 2 kids?
well, I was asking AB that earlier. It doesn't make any logical sense because the children are very young. So therefore, all this wrangling and picking up custody had to have been, what, within a year or two. So when did you start doing this position here, the traveling welders? Cassie says Illinois. Say what, Mandy? Somebody says in the very first news broadcast that they were in because the man got home like 12 hours before she did. Tommy said Billy was in Illinois. Okay. I don't know. I'll let the police decide to tell us where these people were.
Well, obviously they weren't. Well,
that's probably going to be the next set of information is where everybody was.
Right, that was going to be what I was going to say. She obviously wasn't where she was supposed to be. I can't say anything about the Pawpaw dude, but she should have been there in wherever Georgia she lives.
Yeah, but she wasn't. That's the point. That's why you know that some of that stuff that the babysitter said was the truth, because where she puts the nail on the head is when she says she was sending me money for clothes. Why would I be sending you money and we live in Savannah? We live in the same town. That makes no sense. And then the kids live with me and I have custody of them. I have no reason to be sending you money.
Don't they live like right across the street and down the road from each other? Why couldn't you just hand it to her when you drop the kids off?
What are you, Mandy, what are you talking about? Please find babysitter's rap sheet. What is Sis Vicious talking about? Snitch. What are y'all talking about? I don't know what they're talking about in the chat. I'm too tired to decipher.
I can't see chat, but just from here, look, that's why people don't say what they see is because of people calling them out for saying what they see.
Well, my thing is there's no snitch rule when it comes to children. That's my public opinion. Public and personal opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree, but then again, you can't save them all. And I get what you're saying, you know, but pick your battles and try to get the ones you can win. Because them are usually the worst ones.
Say that again, honey.
I said pick your battles when it comes to the kids, and I always pick the ones I can win. And them cases are usually the worst ones.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because I know if I have to do that and pick up a phone and make a phone call, it's bad.
Mandy said, what'd you say? AB put it up earlier. She's been one hot mess. At Queen, AB had the babysitter's rap sheet on his show. Okay, Painted Black. I'll check it out later. I'll check it out tomorrow when I can hold my head up and focus.
Well, right.
I've had a rough night tonight. I've been very irritated. So this has not been a good night for the Queen. I've just been my mindset is very negative tonight.
Go take a hot bath.
I did all that. I already showered earlier. I'm just like I said, what I need to do is just turn this computer off and go to sleep and just wait for the information to come in tomorrow, and then naturally take care of what I'm going to take care of in the morning and just keep it moving.
And that's all you can do.
That's all I'm going to do. But I decided I'm going to do what I have to do.
Well, you got to take care of you.
Thank you.
On that note, sweet dreams. Have a good evening, and I'll be looking for you tomorrow.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to go live tomorrow because I'm sure it's just going to be like.
Well, even if you just do like
good.
a video and it's not a live, at least you're getting something out there and putting it out. Because even a lot of times I watch your lives, I don't even say nothing. I'm just listening.
Paint, I don't see it. What you sent? Oh, let me see first. Let me pull up. Let me go in first. Let me look. I'll Miss Alicia Langford. I don't know why I didn't show it at first. Okay, hold on. Oh. Thank you, darling.
This case tugs at my heartstrings for some reason. Usually I can put it on a category and say, yep, this is more than likely what happened. But this one, I mean, even though I'm trying to stay common sense, it does touch my emotions.
This is depressing. Oh, this is depressing.
It is very depressing. I don't know why this one got. I mean, because I've kept up on all of them, Gannon, Stout, all the way through. Excuse me. And I've seen some of the worst, and my job kind of put me in the worst of the worst. But this one, I don't know why this one kind of like hit home with me.
Yeah, just because I wasn't even going to talk about it, but then some guy had posted her Facebook Live, so that's when I went in and checked it out. And the first thing I thought was, "Oh God, what a mess!" That's all I could come up with.
This is a mess. I know it's like another Summer Wells case all over again.
But luckily, this one ended sooner.
True.
This was much sooner, and that's what's so crazy when you sit here and think about how quickly this unraveled to a resolution. Look at her case. Oh, a whole year, nothing.
Maybe they should send the police.
The FBI, you mean? Deb? You mean, you unmuted yourself. I don't know. Deb, you have to unmute yourself, dear.
Is that better?
Yeah, I'm saying the FBI came in. So I don't know what's the situation. Rogersville, I don't know. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Miss Black. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you.
Well, see, everybody, I start with victimology and how and work my way out from there. And all the, you got to look at these kids.
About this case, very teary-eyed. Victimology. What about victimology?
Well, you have to look at the victim and how did they get in this situation. Okay. So the victim is not putting himself in a situation. So now you got to work your way out to who's going to be putting this kid in situation where this could be possible. And at the bottom line, every time it lands at a parent's feet. Just a lot of them are lucky and don't get caught.
So what are you saying? Her parents killed her, Summer Wells?
I think so.
Okay.
I think what happened is, because if you remember, they said they went shopping. And she said 15 minutes. The boy said an hour. I mean, we all know that a kid's perception can be off, but maybe he's right. Maybe they were in there an hour. I don't know. But then she said they drove home and they put the groceries away. And here's where I think the slip up was. They left her sleeping in the truck. They carried the groceries in, shut the doors, and she died in the truck from heat. Then they had that oh shit moment where they realized Summer was in the truck. And by the time they realized it, it was too late. So now they got to get rid of the body and figure out a story.
Well, we really don't know.
It's a theory. And it's a working theory.
But no matter even if it was an accident, why would you throw your child out?
Maybe because they didn't want to get caught up for the behaviors that they do.
No, it's not. It's not good enough.
I know me and
See, this
you
is
would
what
think
makes some
that's
sense
not
to me.
good enough, but in their minds, they're doing the right thing.
My point is this: when people, because a lot of people think this is all CPS doing is why the child went missing. You'd rather go down for murder than let somebody take away your child. Think about that for a minute. You're accused of abuse, let's say. So you're going to go get a whole child missing. I'd rather let them take the child than me go down for a damn murder charge.
Okay, but you're a rational person.
Well, I don't care. It's still stupid. Thank you, Eula. It's still stupid.
I hear what you're saying.
Rational. I understand what you're saying, because murder is irrational when it's just no defense mechanism behind it. You nobody was attacking you, then you had to kill them to preserve life. But I don't understand how nobody could rationally think killing a kid to avoid the CPS taking the child. Think about that for a minute. You don't even know if there's a chance you could get the child back unless it's severe abuse. So you're willing to go kill a whole kid versus just letting them take the child and then fight to get the child back. That's just stupid.
I get what you're saying, but think about this on another level. Now, you know how men, and I'm not like bashing men or anything, but we see it in the papers every day. The Sharkey case is one of them. The man looks at his wife as a possession, and if he can't have them, nobody will. So who's to say if they think they're going to lose their kid, they're going to take them out before they give them up?
Mandy, what are you talking about?
I can't even speak on the Wells case because that one is different.
Well, I'm just saying. I thought about that the other day. There's no way I would kill a child because I'm being investigated for child abuse when I know murder will get me more time in prison versus me neglecting the child.
I get what you're saying, but you're trying to rationalize irrationality.
Listen, I already know about irrationality. I'm just saying I still don't see how you would think doing that is better. When you could just let them come in, they say, okay, we don't want the child here. The child can't stay here. I'm not going to kill no fucking kid. I know all about it. I already preach about irrationality all the time. But I still can't see why you would think killing the kid is going to be better.
Well, maybe they're not thinking on that level.
Just listen.
Uh-huh.
The fact that you're more suspicious when the child is missing, knowing you have an open case, you're not sitting here thinking that they're not going to look at you and think, oh, you did something to your kid deliberately because you know we're coming to see about your kid or come take your kid, or that's just dumb to me.
I know, but look at the rationality behind it. Each and every one of these cases, they were turned in as an abduction or a runaway or a walk-off. Every one of them.
Well, to each his own. That's the best thing I can say.
So that's the rationality. If we turn them in as a runaway or a walk-off, or they want, or an abduction, they're going to be off over here looking for the abductor, or they're going to be searching for a live child. They're not going to be looking for a dead body. Therefore, we think we got away with it. That's, their irrationality. They're trying to rationalize. And I'm not making excuses.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it myself.
That is every time these people kill a kid, then somebody else goes and kill a kid. How's it that you all are thinking you're going to get away with it? Because that's the thing that baffles me the most is all these people killing people in general, whether they're kids or not. And somehow in your sick mind, you're thinking you're going to get away with it. When Pookie or Ray Ray just got arrested yesterday or finally got caught a year or two later on a murder indictment, it just amazes me that people go out here and kill people for no reason and think they're not going to be arrested. That's the baffling part.
Especially this day and age where there's cameras everywhere. They can track you by camera.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And more and more people are getting doorbell cameras just to be, I know of 3 people in this apartment complex building that put ring cameras on their doors so they can see who's standing out there and what they're doing.
Well, obviously they want to go to jail. That's how I look at it. I'm going to check out of here, Miss Deb.
You have a good night. I'm going to do
Okay.
the same thing.
Okay. You have a
I'll
good
be
night.
looking for you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Peace
Bye-bye.
and love, girl.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That's Deb. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm going to let you all get some rest because I definitely needed my head starting to ache. As I said at the beginning of this live, the police down in Savannah believe that the child is deceased and the mother is a suspect. I brought you a source pertaining to that information. Feel free to go back to the beginning of this live and replay the video, or you can go to my community page and view it yourself. This is very sad and depressing news once again, and many of us probably thought the worst anyway. And it would be good to have some hope when children go missing. But because we hear so many stories of children going missing and then later found deceased, and then later the autopsies performed and it's homicide, it's like you rarely have hope when the children go missing. He was a beautiful baby. I can't imagine any motive for killing him. Any motive. And the fact that you would choose that child versus your other two, why that child? So I'm going to ask you, why did you kill that baby? What did he do to you? Did you kill him because you saw your world crumbling down? You thought you were going to be on the street destitute? The burden was going to be high with 3 kids in tow with nowhere to go, sleep. In the end, you chose this fate. Nobody told you to have 3 kids. Nobody told you to have 3 kids out of wedlock. Nobody told you to lay down and have sex with different men, unprotected, and different baby daddies. That was your choice. It was also those men's choices. You continue to have children out of wedlock. That was a sound choice. To decide to get high on drugs was a sound choice. To start committing crime, stealing from your family, that was a sound choice. Using that babysitter was a sound choice. Your mother giving those kids back into your custody was a sound choice. You all make these choices, and now you're going to have to live with the repercussions. And I pray that the judicial system down there will hold all of you accountable, because Billy Joel needs to go down with you, because she had no business letting you have access to those kids. Her redo got a whole baby dead. And if you could kill a baby that's not even 2 years old, you can definitely kill one that's 5, 6 months old. You can kill one that's 3 years old. There is no difference. Thank you, honey. Thank you, Painted Black. Thank you so much. You're sick. And the sad part is that you walked around this life for 20-something years and people really didn't know you. And you could have bettered yourself. There are many women who have had children. Many women who've had children out of wedlock. And they have gone on to become nurses, lawyers, all types of professions. This was a road that you chose. All the time you spent getting high. You could have been in a schoolhouse getting an education, getting a 4-year degree, getting a master's degree. But instead, this is what you chose, getting high and being a bum. Instead of enjoying your youth, you're lying up, having unprotected sex, making babies. Figuring out a way how to manipulate and con and steal from people. And even after that, you still could have redeemed yourself. Because you see, a thief doesn't have to be a liar. A liar doesn't have to become a thief. A liar doesn't have to become a murderer. And a thief didn't have to become a murderer. You chose all that. There are many people who have walked in your shoes and they have full lives now because they turned it over. And most of them turned it over to God. And they let him guide their path to a better way of living. But you foolishly said, hell no, I want to do me. And now look at the ramifications. You're going to go down for killing a kid. So whatever problems you thought you had, whatever remedy you thought you were remedying by getting rid of a pretty baby boy was all for nothing. And that's your choice. And I don't feel a bit sorry for you. And I don't feel sorry for your mama because you learned from her. You cut from the same cloth. She didn't care about anything all the way up to the end. And neither did you. Neither did you, rather. Y'all chose this road. And this poor baby had to pay the piper. And now 2 other children don't have a mother, family, and a baby brother. And we have to pray that whoever has him, has them, they will do right by them. Because I'd hate to look up and be hearing another crazy story about these kids where they are now. That they're being mistreated. Because we know how it goes, going from house to house, foster home to foster home. The children end up in a worse situation than where they came from. This is sickening to me. And you know what's the gist of this story? He won't be the last child to be abused. He won't be the last one to go missing. And he won't be the last one to be found deceased. And he won't be the last one killed by their parent. How jacked up is that? You can't make this stuff up. I want to thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this channel, The Dream of Everyday Shenanigans, $sign Big Angie, 129 Cash App. Thank you for the super chat stickers. God bless all of you. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you, Painted Black. God bless all of you. Please stay safe. I will bring you an update pertaining to information in a press conference pertaining to what has been discovered and why the child has been deemed deceased. And I will go live with that said commentary, and I will post any said information to my community board. Please go to my community board for updates, news stories, and polls pertaining to this case. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful morning. This is Everyday Shenanigans.